Hi everyone, I'm Carl Algermissen, and I've had the honor of serving as senior warden of our parish vestry for the past few years. And I'm really pleased to help kick off our stewardship season this year with a few comments reflecting on what stewardship means to me and my family. My wife Jackie and our son James have been involved in the life of the church for many years, and it's taken on many different forms. I've had years of vestry service. James has enjoyed sharing the gift of music with you over the years through his piano music and being an acolyte, and he loves participating in the youth activities, including Youth Sundays, where he recently had a chance to deliver his first sermon. Jackie's helped with our littlest parishioners on Sunday mornings, and all three of us have in the past helped offload pumpkins, paint church walls, rip out old floorboards to help with renovations, scrambled to help stop basement floods, and this year we've tried to find ways to help during the pandemic. But let me share how we as a family see Christian stewardship as an opportunity to grow spiritually. Because for us, stewardship is about being grateful and responsible stewards of the gifts that we receive from God. Some of you have probably heard my musings and reflections on life and what led us to this point and where we are with Good Shepherd, but allow me to share those with you again today. So I grew up in the Episcopal Church and was an acolyte for many years at St. John's Cathedral downtown. From 4th through 8th grade, I went to St. Anne's Episcopal School in Denver, and faith was always a part of who I was, but I'm not sure anyone really talked to me about what the concept of Christian stewardship truly meant. Instead, it sort of persistently and organically developed within me. As I grew up, both triumphs and tragedies forged a deep sense of awe and gratitude for life's blessings, and a realization that everything in life, in fact, starting with life, is a gift from God. I've realized that from the beginning, we've been entrusted with three principal gifts: the talents and abilities we have, the opportunities that we've been afforded, and the time that's been entrusted to us on this earth. We're all stewards of those three things, and the realization of that leads me to think that the measure of our lives will in large part be what did we do with what we've been given. When I met Jackie for the first time at CU Boulder, we were both 19 years old, and the concept of service, I can tell you, was already hugely important to her. She was part of a service fraternity that had the sole mission of helping other people while promoting fellowship. And she's carried that concept of service forward with her to this day. She has always enjoyed volunteering her time and truly believes in trying to make it a positive experience and so that it can be fun and make an impact in the process. All three of us believe in the development of community strength and service. That's a concept that's been central to James's schooling since he was very little and that we've tried to instill. And I've watched James give in so many ways. Seeing him lend his time, talents, and treasure is inspiring to me and to Jackie. And it shows that giving, in fact, pays such dividends with children, and it matters a lot to spiritual growth and faith formation. Jackie grew up in an Irish Catholic family, but this church spoke to her and reached her where she was. When we joined Good Shepherd, it was in large part because we felt welcome here. And so, almost 25 years ago, we were married at Good Shepherd. And while we ventured away for a while, we found our way back, and the three of us have called Good Shepherd our home since. Our son made the conscious and intentional choice to be baptized here many years ago, and Jackie chose to be confirmed here. We volunteer here and give our time, money, and abilities in no small part because having a supportive community of faith is important to us, a place that our son and we can turn to for spiritual growth. And this comes from an affirmation that thinking or believing something alone isn't enough. We want to do something and use our gifts that we've been given in turn to give a gift of hope to others. That, in a nutshell, is Christian stewardship for us. So let me close by saying that in spite of the emotional and financial stresses that have been brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, maybe because of it, Our response can be one of abundance and not scarcity because it's rooted in our faith with confidence that God will provide and that we can invite each other into faithful generosity, celebrating our hope and commitment to receive God's grace. We can step forward during this time of need to engage and give of ourselves to others, to embrace servant leadership, to share our time, treasure, and talents. We have a choice and we can lean into generosity as a means of furthering God's work. I believe realities of this year are in the end no match for the grace and generosity of God's people. Through a powerful trust in and connection with God, we can cultivate goodness. The fact is, I realize more and more that in my journey on this earth, I'm a trustee of the things that I've been given. However much time I have, whatever talents I've been given, whatever treasure I've earned, whatever information and wisdom that I've managed to gather, and whatever decent values and moral compass that has developed in me, I'm grateful for all of those. And as a family, we try to give thanks and respond by sharing these gifts with others. Fundamentally, we're all called to be stewards, to manage all the abilities and opportunities that have been entrusted to us by God. And on a deeply personal level, how will each of us answer the question of how we have administered all that we've been given? We give to Good Shepherd as a way of promoting wholeness both in ourselves and in the community, because we want good things to continue to happen here. Thanks for listening.